Hi, this is Steve Garland, head wrestling coach at the University of Virginia, giving my weekly Virginia Wrestling video newsletter. This one will be very fast this week. We had a big weekend. We went up to Ohio State, wrestled the defending national champions. It was kind of a crazy night. Not kind of. It was absolutely humbling and ridiculous night, if I'm being totally blunt with you guys. I mean, right off the bat, Nick Herman wrestled the national champion, who's a freak, and the score didn't look good, but Nick competed in such a way. He went out there and he didn't back down, and he ended up he got hit with some shots that we wish we had back, and the score got away from him. But the way he competed was fine. Whenever Nick goes out there, he always presents and competes in such a way, and so he's one of the guys that models that pillar of our program. So we were proud of the way that he competed, but certainly not excited about the end result. The next match I wanted to comment on because everybody's been asking me what happened. Well, Georgie DiCamillo was beating the number 5 guy in the country, DeJulius, 5-2 with 3 minutes of riding time, so ultimately 6-2. Absolutely dominating. If you ride somebody for 3 minutes through 2 periods, you guys can do the math. There's 5 minutes of match, 3 minutes of it. Young man was on his stomach. So Georgia was totally in control, totally dominating, and going into the third period, looking potentially even for a major, which is what we were hoping would happen. Well, he ends up getting caught on his back. He gets hit with the kid's best move, which is a fireman's carry. Then his headgear went over his eyes, and he just freaked out. And he got in a scramble with the other young man. I don't think he realized he was still on bottom. Kid traps his arm, puts him to his back. The new rules, it's 4. So now we're looking at 6 points. So now it's 8-6 with 30 seconds left. He ended up losing 8-7. We went from completely dominating and controlling the match, looking for bonus points, to being down with a 6-point move, and so 6-point scramble. So it happened very fast, and it's a tough lesson to learn. But I'll tell you what, George is the type of kid that he handles these types of things so well. He approached it well after the match, and is going to make those adjustments and hopefully never happen again. But that really was a momentum changer in the duel. Kind of took the momentum out of the match for us, took the air out of the bench. And I know it was just shocking for George, and it was shocking for us. So we went right in the next match and wrestled a buzzsaw named Jordan, and got majored there. 49. It was a close match. It was 2-2 late in the match. Our guy shoots a high crotch. Instead of cutting the corner, stayed on both knees. Really a bad decision. He ends up getting cross-face cradled from his knees, and gets put on his back and pinned. So now the match is spiraling, admittedly. 57, one of our best kids, Andrew Atkinson, who's been beating ranked guys all year long. Couldn't get to his offense, took a lot of shots. We felt like he took the majority of the shots in the match. I think the film will show that. But they weren't great shots, and so he didn't do enough to get to the legs. He ends up getting taken down off his own shot with 2 seconds left in the match. And he had 54 seconds of riding time. Or 56 seconds of riding time, so he missed the point that would have tied the match by 4 seconds. So 4 seconds of riding time, not getting to his shot, cost him, and it was a really tough lesson to learn. But then he comes back and wrestles like a maniac, and 2 days later against Old Dominion. So again, just like Georgia, he always learns from every time he's out there. 65, we won. Garrett won a close one. He got most of the takedowns. He had a couple points he left on the mat, though. He should have had a couple other finishes, but he won the match, and he's been winning a lot of close ones lately. We're hoping he stops making these things so close, because he's certainly capable of expanding the scoreboard and not winning close every time, but he won. It was a good win for him. 174, we faced the number 1 ranked guy in the country in Bo Jordan, and freshman. It was Fox Baldwin's first sort of introduction into that level of wrestling and that type of a freak, because he is a freak. He's a total stud, great kid, and I think he's the kid that everybody would build a program around. And so Fox got beat pretty handily, and for a freshman, that was his first loss of the year. I think he handled it as well as you can. He came off and then the next day against Old Dominion, the match comes down to him, and he wins the match for us against a kid who he's never beaten before. So again, mentality is big. As embarrassing as Friday night was, what a way for our guys to respond, and Fox exemplified that as well, much like most of the other guys. 184, Tyler Askey wrestled an All-American, competed his face-off. He got out-wrestled, but man, his fight was great. At 197, Zach Nye, the Twilight Zone night continued. Zach Nye's got a major decision, shoots in on a high crotch with 10 seconds left to build his lead and get more points, ends up getting put on his back. He ended up winning, but that's just the type of night we were having. And I'll end it with this. Pat Gillen is 4-4 with the 9th-ranked guy in the country. Gets in on a high crotch to cut the corner. Made the same mistake a 49-pounder made. Put his left knee down. Gets ran to his hip. near side cradle pin. So we went from potentially winning the match to getting the fall against them. So yeah, we walked out of that arena and whoa, what just happened? So but the point of me telling you all that, giving you the background, is how awesome it is for this team to get on that bus 7.5 hours back home, wrestle 30 hours later, they're back on the mat, they come out and they beat the 15th ranked team in the country, gutted out a lot of close wins, totally readjusted their mentality, starting with Nick Herman, where he beat an 18th ranked guy in the country off a bad loss. He comes off and does that, and then Georgie recovers and wrestled out of his mind, shot a million times, did everything he could to go all the way up through Atkinson, who was losing again, or I shouldn't say again, he was losing big, and he comes all the way back and ends up almost getting a major, and then to Fox icing the duel, and to Pat Gillen coming off a heartbreaking defeat, comes back and pins the Old Dominion heavyweight, and that helped us. That was one of the big deciding factors in the match. To Zach Nye doing what he did, and so I was really excited with the way these guys stuck together, and I think that's the difference in this team is a lot of other teams that I've coached, is that we may not have all the talent, we may not have all the named guys, but we got a group of kids that are very close and getting closer, and a group of kids that want to learn, a group of kids that really are trying to get a little bit better every time in that room. They're trying to be continuous learners, incremental improvers. They're open to listening. They want to be coached, and I think that's important. I think that's each year our team takes on a different sort of, what's this team about? What's the team's identity here? That's our identity right now. Is I think we're as close as we've been, and I hope that continues, and I pray that continues. I think our guys are in a good place. I think our program's in a good place, and we just need to keep getting better.